Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, coming at you live, talking about episode 3 of the anime series Sora, yori, Tooi Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe. And I gotta say, from right out of the gate, I was actually pretty surprised with the story surrounding our fourth girl, Yuzuki. They kind of took it to places I wasn't expecting. I expected her to be sort of a loner, yes, without any friends and things like that, but I expected her to be really timid and a quiet girl who was just, sort of invisible to her class, and she's been part of their school all along and all this stuff. And, I didn't exactly know what ties she had with this woman, Shiraishi, that we were introduced to at the tail end of the previous episode, but somebody had speculated that's probably her mother, and that would bring about how this would all work out for all of the girls going to Antarctica. And come to find in this episode, there's some truth to that. Shiraishi is, in fact, Yuzuki's mother and manager. And I was completely blown out of the water that she's kind of like a young actress idol, a young actress performer, and that is why she has been enlisted to go to Antarctica. It's kind of like a production for them. And of course, she wants nothing to do with it because all of her life has been nothing but being in the limelight, never being able to have friends because she's always busy working and keeping up appearances and everything like that. And I was really sympathetic for her character to that degree. Like, man, that's gotta suck. Your mother's kind of treating you like a workhorse, putting you all these things, contracting you to all these responsibilities that you have to do from a very early age. And so you're not able to, get friends, have a normal life and everything like that. And she actually, once she enters high school, she actually does try to connect with a couple of her classmates, and they're only sort of riding the high of, oh, well, she's famous, We're going to get acclaim just being around her. But of course, she's so busy with so many responsibilities and things she needs to do, she doesn't have time for them. And so throughout the course of the episode, she's kind of blowing them off and being apologetic. And by the end of the episode, they've completely cut her off. They've left the little chat group. They all exchanged information, line or whatever it is that they chat through over in Japan. And these two girls, these two classmates are like, forget it. She's constantly blowing us off. She's never going to have time for us. Forget it. They weren't really, they were, more interested superficially in being relatable with her, that kind of thing anyway. So it would have been a poor circumstance for Yuzuki anyway. And so then, as our main now threesome, Mari, Shirase, and Miyake, they've found out she's a high school girl who's going on this trip. Well, how do we get in contact with her? How do we implore her to let us come with, and all this stuff? As they're looking for that, hilariously... And, Shirase doesn't want to have anything to do with making a call to her contact info to try to find out because she's probably got anxiety. I have the same kind of anxiety. I can't make phone calls. It's ridiculous without, really getting myself in the zone and, pushing myself to do it. Just because social interaction, I have social anxieties, and talking to people on the phone, making phone calls when I need to and things like that is burdensome for me, the way it affects me. So I could relate on that level to Shirase's not wanting to call. But as they're doing that, Yuzuki ends up showing up there at their place. And with the request, will you go in my place? Please. Will you just do this for me? It's absolutely hilarious, but at the same time, I'm empathetic toward her not wanting this latest slew of responsibilities. She's got a whole year. It's kind of like Luke Skywalker in A New Hope. Oh, push back your plans for your future just one more year, as Uncle Lars says, And Luke doesn't want any part of that. Yuzuki doesn't want any part of that. Because this means that would be another lengthy swath of time that she's just going to be alone and not have friends. And she says... periodically throughout the episode, I could just die. Because she's so miserable. She's so unhappy. She's so dissatisfied. And, she just wants something more. She wants connectivity. She wants friends. She wants to relate with people. Especially people her own age, rather than only relating with her mother. And so, it's great that, Mari, Shirase, and Miyake offer that sort of for her. But of course it doesn't work out at first. She ends up being followed by her mother, Shiraishi, and they're all like, no, this isn't, you're not going in her place. You're not performers. You're not going to look good on camera and all this stuff. She's really dismissive and just quashing their dreams, their hopes and dreams about making this trip. And, but apparently Shirase, behind the scenes, she ends up going and tracking down Shiraishi and says, she tells Shirase, well, I'll tell you what, if you can convince her to go willingly, somehow, by some means, you can all go. Like, you can go with her. So they have to, like, figure out where she's staying, and they go to her hotel, and they try to implore her again, but from a better tact, because, they're trying to relate to her. Why is it you don't want to go? What's going on with you? They learn everything, we as the viewers learn as they learn everything she's been going through. And it was really surprising. I didn't expect any of, all of the details of Yuzuki's life up to that point. It completely blew me out of the water, that. And so, they kind of leave it hanging, like, well, is it going to work out or not? I think it's Miyake who's like, so where does that leave us? After they amicably leave, Yuzuki leaves, going back to her hotel room. And then she has the dream that signifies what is potentially over the next horizon if she just opens herself to it. She could have these 3 brand new friends. She thinks they're all best friends, like a little troop, and she'd be the fourth wheel or whatever like that, the outcast in the little group. And they come clean. We've only actually just kind of known each other for a little while. We're not even really best of friends. We don't know a hell of a lot about each other. We just want to go on this trip together for the hell of it, for the fun of it. To share in that experience. And this kind of is what burgeons that dream in Yuzuki's mind, where they all climb up, the outside the hotel, a la John Belushi in Animal House, and like, come on, come with us on the trip. And it's sweet, it's adorable. I didn't think it was a dream, actually. I thought it was actually legit. And then when she falls out of the window, I was like, oh crap. Yeah, get killed before you go on the trip. But then she fell out of bed and it was a dream. And it's kind of like her conscience saying, embrace this. Embrace it now. Grab onto it. Grab a hold of it and don't let go with all your might, because this is what you want. Or at least it's the closest estimation of what you want, while also appeasing your mother and your responsibilities. Going on this trip as a showwoman, a showgirl, or whatever. Not a showgirl, but, a performer, an artist, and everything like that. What is expected of her. But you're going to have these 3 other girls who don't even really know each other that well, just like you don't know them, and you're all going to share in this, and you're all going to have this great, chance to bond and become really deeply engaged friends. And so, they show up the next morning because she's got a place she's got to go to in Tokyo for a job or whatever, and like if she has free time enough, can we go over to the Polar Museum and sort of, get an idea of the kinds of things we're going to deal with if we go. And it was just sweet and awesome and adorable, and I loved it. It was hilarious, but it had a lot of heart, and I really like Yuzuki's character. I really like everything we learned about her. And so that's 4 for 4 as far as I love all 4 characters, and now I'm ready. I'm ready to go on this trip with them. And so I hope we're going to be getting to that in the next episode, the sort of beginnings of that. And so I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 3 of Sora, Yori, mo Tooi Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe, if you've seen it as well, if you enjoyed it as much as I did. If not, why not? Let me know that in the comments below. But, I had a ball with this. I was thoroughly surprised by the direction of Yuzuki's story and her characterization and everything we learned about her. Wouldn't have seen that coming, for miles. But all in all, it was an excellent, excellent episode, I thought. And I'm really ready for the next step. Taking that next step, that leap with the characters as they take the leap together. So, yeah. Otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.